مرحبا جميعا, hello Tsuzame, всем привет, and hello everyone. Strikoder here and welcome back to a new episode of the OSCP journey. In today's episode we're gonna solve a Linux easy machine on HackTheBox called planning. So let's get started. First of all, we can see this machine is special a bit because we have a username and a pass, and it's not a Windows machine. So usually whenever I see a username and password given, it would be a Windows or Active Directory to be more precise. But in our case, it's admin and this password. So let me add them by using mset or export all, as I call it. And the username is gonna be admin. So what it does, it uses export on all tmux panels, and export all pass is gonna be this. So actually we don't need quotations, single quotations, because it doesn't have any special characters. Alrighty, and we're gonna export the IB is equal to this. So you can as well export them as single variables, all capital, but I prefer to keep them small just for convenience. So what we do from here, I do nmap using these flags, and of course I always check port 80. We see planning.hackthebox. I'm gonna stop nmap and add that to the etc hosts. If you don't have my functions add host or export all, you can check my GitHub account. So what actually I did is just adding them to etc host and nmapping that again. So whenever you add them, it helps you run the scripts against the port 80 whenever you add that to the hosts, and you can now serve the website. So we have educate. First of all, when I'm doing or when I'm prepping to the OSCP, I would type educate, or I would search exploit educate. I was Kate, no stuff, and educate exploit or exploitation. We see educate server, not that, edusec. So far nothing. We can press and read the source code. That's what I usually would do, or not the source code but the HTML, and check for pages manually, and we can check for pages using ffuf. Port 80 fuzzing using the both combined raft, and I'm gonna filter code 301 and 307. Then, since we have port 80, I'm going to use nuclei with port 80. We can use headless as well, but I'm gonna leave that for now without headless. You can check previous .hackthebox machine to see where we would use headless. So far we have Nginx 1.24. We don't have, as far as I know, any exploits for that. It doesn't have any vulnerabilities. Otherwise, if it was Apache 249 or 250, 149, 150, something like that, it would have a vulnerability. So we see nothing in here, which is a little bit sus. So probably I need to provide Banda planning. Same, I believe here we need to provide planning.hackthebox. So whenever it does that, I believe it doesn't reach the website. No, it reaches that because we added that to etc host, but it's not seeing. Let me check. So test would be 404. I'm going to remove maybe filter status and filter code. So now I'm gonna get back to this, but keep only 307. So these are the pages. Actually, we don't need to put the planning.hackthebox since we added that to etc hosts. Alrighty, so we have CSS, image, JavaScript lib, and we can, for now, check these and check over the left corner if we see any new images, any new pages. We still have nothing. Here we have contact. We can check this for maybe XSS session hijacking or maybe for SSRF. So I'm going home and I'm gonna pause a little bit till it finishes. Okay, so it finished and I think these pages are all available in here, and as we can see we don't have anything variable or valuable to us. Maybe we can use SQL injection and check for here if we can enumerate something. Maybe. So I don't think that's variable. We can check for any framework is being used, or we can move on with DNS. So I like to use wfuzz instead of ffuf for the DNS enumeration. I don't really know why, but I just got used to it. And I'm going to add a planning.hackthebox. You can use the tool that you want. And for now, I'm going to keep this. Oops. So I'm going to hide 12. And pause again. I don't need to pause. It finished. It finished. So here we have HTTP, IB, host, fuzz.planning.hackthebox using this. Alright. Maybe I would need to use a bigger one. Maybe the 20,000. So it really depends on the machine. I've solved this machine before, that's why I know. I believe I solved that when it was, yeah, when it was, I believe that was 9 months ago or 6 months ago or so, when it was active, when it was first released, I believe. So still no. SSL sites. Something is not correct. Let me check other one. Maybe this. So it finished and we see nothing, which was a little bit sus to me, because I recall that I used wfuzz, but maybe I've messed something up. due to this warning. Like this warning actually doesn't affect our case in here, but maybe something that I messed up. So I tried again and I didn't see anything. I tried to filter based on response instead of the word characters or whatsoever. Still couldn't catch the issue. So I changed just the tool. So I told you I usually use wfuzz. Now I used ffuf. And as you can see, I filtered based on 301 and we have a Grafana. So I'm gonna stop. I tried it twice. I tried using wfuzz again, creating a word list just having Grafana, but it didn't work. Then I used that word list, which is test.txt, having that Grafana, and it showed me 302. Here what wfuzz showed me, 301. So for now, I'm going to stick with ffuf. Let's move on. And where were we? So we need to enter grafana.planning.hackthebox. However, we still have an issue. So let's try maybe test.planning.hackthebox. Are we seeing the error changes? Visually, nope. But based on the response code, yes. So if we turned on perp suite, we would see here the response code is 302, which is a redirection. So we need to add host. I'm gonna actually add it here. grafana.planning.hackthebox. And here we have Grafana. Gonna wait a little bit. So we see login, we see admin, admin I believe, or admin password, it's incorrect. We see Grafana 11. So Grafana 11 exploit, and we see this null. So let's check. So it's a SQL injection, but I don't think it's in the login form. There is a proof of concept, authenticated user, but we are not authenticated yet. Here we use our admin and this password, and we're logged in. Since we're logged in, I'm going to git clone this, cd into root to delete, git clone this project, cd into this project, and we have a Python code, Python 3 CVE no module name 10. So either we can use pip or pipx install, or I would prefer to use UV from now on. You may see me using UV in my videos. Command not found, which is actually great. Let's install it together. Install UV. Here is the docs. Or you can ask ChatGPT and he would prompt that to you. So I believe that would be okay. Oops. Using cargo as well. Yep, I believe that's it. Maybe we need to restart our shell. UV, I believe it's okay. UV dash dash version. So now we have it on our machine. Then where we can go from now? I believe it was uv add, then dash dash script, this dash r requirements. Now uv run this script and it would install all the stuff additionally based on what we need to use this Python script. I don't know why it installed 8 packages here again after installing them using the requirements, but it's okay. Let's try again. uv run this. And now we see that it's running. So uv run dash u admin dash p, not this, it's gonna be pass, maybe dash c id I would use for now. And do I need to put that in single quotations? I think no. I'm gonna leave that for now. And we need a URL, so maybe the URL is this. And we see we are root. However, we are doing a hack the box machine. It's not tryhackme, just using one thing and that's it. You're gonna get the flag. So we can either be sure by printing environment, for instance, and checking what environment do we have, or by getting into the machine and checking if we are inside, by checking the home directory if we are inside a container. So usually from now I would run Penelope. If you don't know Penelope, it's just a listener. You can check the GitHub and read the document, read the walkthrough. And in here, dash p password dash c, so I'm going to run ref shells. This is my IB. Gonna use port 4444. Linux. It's gonna be terminal friendly. And I'm going to take this. You can check the code as well for this on my GitHub. And I believe we are fresh to run. Here we got our call in Penelope interact 1. It's taken a little bit because it's trying to get a stabilized shell and we are root. So ls pwd, we are inside user share Grafana, cd into home, cd into root, we have nothing. So I assume we are inside a Docker. Maybe let's check environment, the bash pwd. We see a password in here and a user. So maybe I'm thinking if we can either try and sign into this on the Grafana login, but I don't think we would go anywhere from here. Maybe we would get code execution on the main, on the main user, but he doesn't have access to that. Or maybe a SSH would be the case. Sorry, Penelope. It's gonna be enzo at IB. Yes, this is the password. And we got in. That's why you don't have password authentication. Get user.text and copy that to the HackTheBox. Now, where we go from here, I would bring my nodes into here. So here we have them. In my notes, I would check for maybe app security or inside Linux. In Linux, it's Enum Next Generation. I'm going to publish that soon, but for now, I would copy paste this. Make sure to follow me on GitHub so you get that. It's just Enum with more few stuff where you Control C and Control V instead of installing the files on the target machine. So here host name, kernel, not found, not found, not found. Users we don't have anything. We can try and check this. I'm gonna keep that in mind. But I believe the intended way was here through either the 8000 or 3000. 3306, it's using the Grafana where we got our CVE. 44845, we can check that as well. So probably I would go using SSH tunneling, SS tunnel B for all of these port 44845, 8000, 3000. So I'm going SSH-L 8000. Do still no, I don't have the pass. Shit, I'm going to quit that. SSH. I need the password, it's in here. So it's gonna be SSH-L 8000 localhost 8000 user, it's gonna be Enzo at ib-f-n to put that in the background, and in here we put the password and we try to visit 8000. So I'm sus with the 8000. We can do -l 8000 localhost 8000, then 3000 localhost 3000 whatsoever, but for now I'm going to try 8000 at first. So localhost 8000, and we have a username and a password. Let me take the password from here and try Enzo. If not, then I'm going to use planning password admin, and I forgot the first one. Let me use this. It still's erroring. Maybe Enzo this. Nah. Have I copied the wrong password? Maybe. So it's this. Username Enzo. Maybe admin. So all of that was wrong. Where we go from here? Maybe root. Oops. Still nothing. Let me then get back to here and check what do we have as well. So I'm going up. We need to find a password. I cannot go where it was. So we leave this path variable, password policy, SUID, SGIDs, Crontabs, etc Crontab, placeholder, placeholder, placeholder. Still nothing. Init services. We have this writable, it's okay. Writable locations. OS release, okay. Writable directories. Useful binaries, backup files. Password. So we are not seeing anything. Maybe sudo -l. The password for Enzo. Nothing running. Let's see if there are any stuff running. So let me home Linux. I believe I'm gonna stay here. Then server. No, my commands. It was, I believe, Linux server, web server. So sudo python 3-m http server is gonna be 8080 maybe, and I'm going to get pspy, but with 8080 it's gonna be. Do I read to chmod +x that? I don't think so. I think I do. Yeah, now it's gonna run. So let's see if there are any running processes. I'm going to pause a little bit. So 1 minute has been passed and still nothing running, and we cannot see probably running services of other users. Let me check. Yep, probably we cannot. Maybe with this there is nothing running. Alrighty. So maybe cron Crontab -l. No crontabs for Enzo. Maybe get etc crontab. We have done that. Still nothing. Where we go from here? We need a pass. We need a pass. Okay. So usually I would go to home, search for a path in here. So we have the user, we have my scripts. This is in cache, and the authorized key is nothing valuable or precious in here. ls-lah. Where do we get a pass from? In var maybe? Maybe in the dub. Usually you would see HTML, but here it is web. And I'm gonna stop this. Grep. I have my grep in here. My lovely grep command. So cd var dub web. Grab this. Maybe this. But see, it's in index. I don't think so. So we don't see anything valuable in here. Where we go from here? I prefer to see them like this. So var was empty, says server run proc, cd proc, nothing is gonna be in here. Maybe cd opt, and we have containered and cron tabs. We don't have permissions to container. We have permissions to cron tab. Cd into cron tabs. Get crontab.db. So it's a database. We can download that and check using SQLite. 3 crontab.db.dump, I believe it was. There is no SQLite in here. Maybe strings. It shows the same thing. Let me go pass. There is no password in here. Oh no, there is. So we see name Grafana backup command. It's using Docker, var backup, grafana.tar and zip, and this is the password. I'm gonna copy this. Maybe paste that into here. So admin this. It didn't work. Enzo this. Root this. So it's root this password. And we see a cleanup, Crontab and Grafana backup. Maybe I would make a new one or edit the backup. Let's edit this. And the command would be maybe cb home root.txt into opt root.txt. So it's gonna run every minute. Fingers crossed. Run now. Or it's gonna be cd and ls. We still have nothing. Because it's wrong. It's gonna be root. I need to edit that. So copy root.txt. Now let's run that. ls, we have now root, but without permissions. Okay. So we can say copy bin bash and ch into opt bash, then chmod, I believe, plus s. Let me get my notes in here. It's gonna chmod plus s, then bash. So chmod plus s, opt bash, and I believe that's it. Yep. Run now. Then I would type opt bash -p id I am effective GUID and UID root. So I can move to root, get root, and get the flag. So this was it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment if you like the video. Now I'm sure to greet you again and see you next time.